this is everyday life. This is how we grew up, you either pay me or fight. We'll represent who you be, don't be surprised when you realize that Curtis Montano be the illest MC. I ain't just talking, speaking facts, the whole community out here know it. Y'all out here preaching about what's real, I ain't just rapping, I show it, which I ain't know it. Yeah, I been here running game low key, they know me, I be the modern day rapping OG. One that I'm about my money, fuck them niggas, gotta get my bread. Pay me all at once, no monthly shit, or that's your fucking head. This is for my niggas chasing bread, all let's go berserk. If you rock it with me, twist your fingers up and scream out work. 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 Work.
Don't put your hand back. Tuck that jaw. Tuck that jaw. Come on,
He's throwing straights and low. Big punches. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Ron Coleman. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah.
You gonna play, you know what I mean? But yeah, bigger ass pools. Anyway, man, with that being said, welcome back to We Live Weekly. This is another rendition of Inside the Mind. My name is Dante Anthony. With us today, We Live Weekly.
That's Anthony.
And also we have let me give my man his flowers like I always try to do eloquently, you know what I mean? We have a legend in the building, man. We have Omaha native, Omaha representative anywhere he go, you know what I mean? Rep for the community, and that's what we all about here. We Live Weekly, representing for the community and putting on for the community, everything going on in Omaha. Four-time state champion in wrestling, football player, fighter, man of God, husband, father, son, overall motherfucking freak, athlete, a beast when it comes to anything that he does, and he set his mind to. He real dedicated, and he really gonna go for it. He real persistent in the way he carry himself, you know what I mean, and showing people what he always about, and always growth. And that's what I love about people for the most part, is seeing that growth, taking it to the next level. Today with us, y'all, we got Ron Coleman Jr. And that's burger. We throw the burger in there for the people who know. If you know, you know.
It's the servant now.
It's the servant now. We got Ron, the servant Coleman.
Junior.
Put
the Junior on there. Show some respect. Show some respect.
Yeah, for sure. Welcome to the building. Everybody give him a round of applause real quick. Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
Bro, man, so welcome to the building, man. We appreciate you coming through We Live Weekly for us, man. We go shit right away off the top. We already been kicking the shit, man. What you been up to though, man? Personally, you know what I mean? Your personal life.
Man, honestly, personally, this journey it's been great, you know. And when I think about, you know, this journey in the whole, you can't be afraid to take that step. And honestly, that's where this life has been for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that you're going to do naturally. You know what I'm saying? But it's certain stuff and certain steps that you just got to say, hey, you know, forget it. I'm going for it. You know, and honestly, that's kind of been my mentality these last couple of years. Like, you know what? If you're going to do it, you're going to do it. Like, life is going to be hard anyway. So I'd rather struggle trying to make it and then
trying to do something.
Yes. Exactly. You know, so like right now with, you know, the family, everything that I'm a part of, that's just kind of the mentality that I just been kind of repping, you know, just, man, we just gonna go for it. Whatever happens, gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Whether we fall short or we make it, like I'm going like, you know. So that's just kind of been a breakdown with my family, you know, my friends, everybody I'm a part of, you know, my walk with God, everything, you know. And the biggest part for me is that I don't try to live perfect. You know, I just wake up every day and just try to make the best of it. For sure. You know, so
thinking about it. Because I want to go back to the beginning. You just gave us, of course, a rundown of where you at this point. But we like to go inside the mind.
Let's do it. Let's dig
deep a little bit and go back and forward, because a lot of people might not know your history. I mean, so we like to introduce our guests to new audiences.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? People that might not know you. So let's go back to the beginning. If y'all didn't know, Ron Coleman is an athlete. Of course, you know what I mean? That's mainly what he's talking about. When did you get started into, like, you know what I mean, interested in sports?
So my journey, it started with my dad. You know, my dad was a wrestling coach. My dad was a wrestler. And what I love about my dad's story is that, you know, he didn't really start wrestling until late. So he was like in junior high.
Same.
You know what I mean? And then he became a 2-time state champ, and then he was a 3-time finalist. You know, and that's rare to sit there and start, you know, that late and to go ahead and do that. So he did that, and then he started coaching at Flanagan, which we call Blackburn.
Oh,
you know, now.
I
So
didn't know that.
yeah, so it used to be called Flanagan.
Quick
So,
Omaha history tip.
The more you know.
The more you know.
There it is. So
I
yeah.
know that for sure.
So he used to coach at Flanagan, which is alternative school, which go figure out. I teach at alternative school now.
Okay.
But and he would just get guys. What he did was that, and which I love about my dad, is that when those guys used to get in trouble and when they would be at the verge of suspension or going to juvenile, he would go down and talk to the principal and say, hey, you know, let me get this kid, let me get him in the wrestle. He'll go talk to the judge. Hey, he's going to wrestle for me. Boom, boom. And he kept a lot of kids out of jail. And he turned kids into state champs. Like, you know what I'm saying? They became my uncle. So, you know, how it started for me, you know, I'm 1-2 years old in the room while he's coaching, and he just took me everywhere with him, you know. So that's just my journey into wrestling. So I've been wrestling since I was 2 years old. I've always been around it, you know, no different than what I'm doing with my son right now. So we just started there. So from there, it went from wrestling, you know, being around just great. I mean, I was always around great people, you know, Brittany Taylor's, you know, the God rest his soul, Travis, you know, T and all of those guys. Being around just Omaha in general, you know, Day Day, Ray Bula, you know, Trent, Coach E's, all those guys. Like, we just had a wealthy knowledge of wrestlers. So for me and what wrestling did for me, it was my way out. You know what I'm saying? Like, wrestling and football and sports and coming into high school and junior high, like, that was our way out. I was talking to a good friend of mine who's my coach, and he was like, y'all show coaches so much love. And I was like, because there wasn't no plan B. Right. Like, I was smart, but sports was the way out. Yes, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't, we had no other option. We didn't have no thousands of dollars.
What they have right now, with all the TikTok and all the social media and shit, where they able to go make money and be like, oh, or, hey, real shit. Truth be told, the president of the United States, you know, like, at those moments, like you said, when we was coming up, it was like, real shit, either be this or.
I want to point out that you can only call it wrestling if you're good. Like, I wrestled. I wasn't wrestling. I wrestled because I wasn't good. You can call it wrestling when you're good.
No, it's crazy though, because it's funny you say that, because like in Missouri, I tell people, because I live in Missouri now, but you know, I still rep the O. But I told them, it was like, well, you call it wrestling? I said, yeah, because anybody can wrestle, but not everybody can wrestle.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different, like, everybody say, yeah, man. Oh, yeah, I was on the wrestling team. Like, oh.
Yeah, he wasn't good. That's it. He wasn't good.
I ain't gonna lie. I like how you put that, bro, because people always gave me shit for the way I said it too. And I ain't never thought about it like that. But I was a beast though.
You was.
I was a beast though. So now thinking about it like that, it was like, yeah, y'all saying, I can't even say that shit. But I can't even say the word. But wrestling though, bro, I get on your ass.
You know, they say wrestling is what you do on a mat with another man or a woman, you know. Wrestling is what you do in the backseat of a car on a Friday night, you know.
Yeah, that's it. And see, there it is. And that's what I love about it, like the difference of areas. So, like the terminology, like, so I'll call a move something, like, you know, I call like a corkscrew, right? They call it a barbed wire,
right?
You know, so like the terminologies, like you talk about in Missouri and Omaha, it's just it's a crazy.
Hey, that's funny that you say that. How was that during training though? Like, do you butt heads a lot? Because I know exactly what you're talking about, and then it can be like, you come to the end of it and be like, man, we're essentially talking about the same shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, so how is that being like you taking that teachable moment to watch what they're trying to teach you, and then you being like, oh shit, that's called, for me, I know what that's called.
What I had to do is had to realize the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if the kid is able to understand this term, then I just educate myself. Okay, I just call it this. You know what I'm saying? But it's, you know, you run against the guys or, oh yeah, I'm all this and I'm all that. I'm like, man, you didn't make it off the porch. You know, and I hate to pull my card, but it's like, I have more trouble with the adults because I run a little league wrestling program down in Missouri, and I have more problem with the parents and adults than I do with the kids. You know what I'm saying? Because the kids, they boom, 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 we good, they clock in. But then you get them all-star dads that, you know, pass somebody they towel, you know, before the match, and they, you know, oh, I watched this movie on YouTube. I'm like, but you ain't never did it.
You ain't never done the movie. I play video games.
Yeah, I can look. I can get on YouTube and look at how to assemble a car. I'm not about to go on my driveway and be like, oh yeah, got it. Here we go.
Right. Shit, and that's a great thing though about that. That keeps you grounded and humble, bro. And I love looking at life exactly like that from every point. I'm not gonna discredit anything anybody does because it all brings value to the world. You know what I mean?
And I'm glad you said that because you have to respect the knowledge that people have. So when you asked me earlier, what was sports like for me? That's what wrestling was for me, because like this was my way out. Like, and I was about to say something, but I had to correct myself. I was gonna say I didn't have an inheritance. You know, we don't have inheritance. So like sports was what we have, but I never looked at my dad's knowledge as his inheritance that he's passed on to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we pass on our inheritance.
Y'all heard that?
So we pass on our inheritance every single day. We just look at it differently. You know, I may not have somebody giving me $200K, hey, boom, boom, boom. But what I have and what I got from my dad, I could generate that. I can, you know, plant that seed to the next person. Plant that.
Yeah, that's endless. That keeps on getting that money disappears.
That $200K,
it's gone. It's gone.
They be mad at my dad. Hey, you cut my credit card off. You know, like, but that knowledge is never going to stop. So yeah. That's cool.
We good? Everyone good?
Okay.
Football. So when you went to college for football, what was that like? Obviously, you played football your whole life up here. Going to college for football, going away from the family. You know, what was that like? Because your family stayed up here. You know, so because here you had Pops the whole time. Pops was there to hold you down in any of them moments. I know y'all had that relationship. You've always had it. And so what was that like? You know, I know the culture shock of moving to Missouri, but then not having. I'm sure just a phone call away. But
well, for me, this is, and I'll never forget it. So he dropped me off at college, and we're sitting there, we're having our last conversation. And the last thing he said to me, he said, "Don't come home without your degree." And he walked off.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I'm 8 hours away from home. Like, that's when it got real for me. Like, I cried like a baby. Like, he just said, "Don't come home without your degree." And he walked off. And I'm just like, damn, I'm here. 8 hours away, no car, no transportation. Got to make it. You know, everybody like, I want to go to college, boom, boom. But when you're there by yourself, don't know nobody. I'm in the house full of, because it was the summertime, so we had summer living. So they put you with teammates and stuff like that. So I'm in the house, 8 or 9 people that I don't even know. You know, and I'm sleeping on an air mattress downstairs, you know, little mini fridge. And it's like, you don't know them, they don't know you, you know, and it's just like, you got to try to make it. Right. And then they go home every weekend because they from St. Louis, Memphis, you know, the inner cities, they 2 or 3 hours away from home. And I'm like, damn, I'm 8. Then you hungry, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's kind of funny hearing how like you was the teacher's pet, you know what I'm saying, in Omaha. Like,
I wouldn't say teacher's pet, but definitely loved by the teachers.
Everybody loved you, you know. And, it was kind of the same way for me, you know, having to go so far away from home. So you told me a story one time about Kentrail, you know, and that's what let me know, you know, like that journey kind of changed you. I don't even know if they know that story about, you know, like how now you're 8 hours away from home. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't everybody pet no more. Everybody ain't just your friend. And just to kind of hear that story and how you approach Kentrail, you know, you a couple years in, you know, and now he come to the school, you know, kind of.
So what happened was, it was funny. So like, so I'm gonna come back to that because I'm gonna go to the beginning. So he's talking, I had to earn my stripes. Yeah. So, you know, you got people from Chicago, Florida, you know, they banging hard too. You know what I'm saying? So, and I didn't bang or nothing. I just was around it, you know, had a little fun, but like they banging hard. You know? So you got guys that's older and they try to pull your card. I'm like, what's up? Like, you know, I ain't about to back down. Oh, you think because you big, because you big? I'm like, I don't care about none of that. You know, because you're not about to punk me like that. I don't care how old you is. I don't care where you from. Chicago ain't about to save you. You here. You in front of me. Florida ain't about to save you. Like, so that part of it was different because, like you said, I was in Omaha. Everybody, I didn't have no fights growing up. I was cool with everybody, but I'm not saying I was just intimidating people. I was just cool with everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't that.
He wasn't
that
scary.
jock,
No,
you
he
know
wasn't
what I'm
scary.
saying?
I mean, and I mean this. Ron was cool with everyone. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't the
yeah,
person.
even from
If he
other
was
places, like,
walking through the hallway,
yeah.
everyone was dapping Ron up, giving him a hug. But he was just that dude. You know, he was
we
like
having fun,
he's
joking,
cool.
talking about shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to battle this man on the field. Yeah, we got up.
Yeah,
Like, all right,
check
my
it
nigga, I'll
out.
see you later.
That's a good old hit. Like, man, you cracked me though. Like, hey man, get off, you laying on, you know. Go on, Draymond, don't let that man score. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I got to college, that wasn't there.
Yeah.
So, and you gotta realize when you go to college, everybody was that guy.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's just like everybody just kind of like, who you?
Yeah.
Like, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so
Everybody on
that
the same
was
shit.
it was. So that's what it was for me in that regard. So once that happened, I just had to earn my respect. And honestly, I did it just through working and hitting people. So then I started developing a name like, man, this dude be really running people over, hitting people. You know, so then I'm 2 years in and we had this new guy come on. And you know, we just go, you know, like 7-on-7 and stuff like that. You just catch the ball, boom, 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 somebody two-hand touch you, this, that, you know.
Yeah.
Then we had a newcomer on. I catch a little flat route, boom, run upfield, boom, he smacked me. And everybody got caught like, oh. And I was like, I pulled him to the side. I said, hey, look, man, we don't do that, but I'll see you later. You know, because then we was about to go to inside drill.
Right.
You know, so then I said, hey, coach, you know, get him over here. And had to go ahead and let him know what's up. But yeah.
That's why I love Missouri. You know they call Missouri the show me state. He didn't know you, but you gonna have to show him
Oh,
that.
I did. I had to.
Show him that.
I had to.
Real talk.
Okay.
That's a part of growth, though, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying. Like, man, you get so far away from home, and now you got no, like, you could stand on who you were in Omaha because people knew who you were. You got to stand on 10 toes when you ain't from there.
Oh yeah.
You know, like big time. And,
Right. Because people don't care about you being burger. They know, like, I heard Ron so much, and then I learned I didn't like something. I never heard somebody call me Ronnie. So I'm like, what the? Who the hell is
Hold on,
Ron?
my G. You just
You know, like,
disrespect.
no,
You just disrespect.
yeah, like, because, you know, everybody just call me Ron or Big Fella or Coleman. You know, they call you college names. So, but then it was funny because I had certain people come down and visit. They're like, who the hell is Burger? And I'm like, oh, well, that's my nickname. You know,
Yeah.
like,
Talk about that. If you don't know, tell them how you got the nickname Burger. I always like this story.
So I was like, oh, my parents had brought up some food. I was like, you know, 1 or 2 or something like that. And they had bought some Burger King. And like they had went back, do something, put up groceries. And I'm up there smashing on the floor. I had grabbed the bag, just going after it. That's how I got the name.
I got the name Burger.
Yeah.
Came back in like, that boy done ate all them burgers.
So right, yeah.
Man.
It was cool though, man. And the biggest thing, like, and that's what I was talking about. I learned a lot in college and leaving. Like, I became who I was because everybody gonna have their moment where they gotta have their wilderness experience. And I use that from the Bible because you think about how, you know, even when Jesus he got baptized, he had to go into the wilderness, you know, for those 40 days and 40 nights. You think about Moses when he had to go on the mountains, and everybody is going to have their wilderness experience, that time where you come face whatever you believe in. You know, I believe in God, but whatever you believe in, everybody's going to have that moment, whether you believe it or not, where you got to come face to face with yourself.
Yeah.
And you got to decide what you're going to be, what you're going to stand for, how you going to fold, and what life is going to be like for you. And that was college for me because I used to count it by the semesters. Like, okay, I was in jail. I got 8 semesters until I could go home. Like, all right, we got 7.
2 days in a wake up. 2 days in a wake up.
It's how it was, and I'll never forget. I will never forget this moment. I was outside one day, and I was looking up at the stars, and it was dark, and it was just me by myself, and I was crying because I'm like, I want to go home, but I can't because I gotta finish this.
Right.
You know, and that's the kind of stuff that people don't talk about. You see you in college, they see you on social media, they see like the best you, but they don't know the side. Like, damn, I was crying. Like, I didn't, like, I'm eating hot dogs and macaroni and cheese just to try to mix it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
To get a whole meal, bro.
all these became my best friend. Like,
Oh,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, you know, and I know we used to eat like that, but it's like it's different when it's you don't got a choice. Like if your parents, you know, cook it, boom,
Yeah, ain't no
boom.
surprise. You ain't coming home to steaks or something like mom and pops felt like cooking. It's just like, what can I go get, man?
Exactly,
Oh,
like-
top ramen, and I'm gonna get a burger. I'm gonna splurge. I'm gonna get a burger
Exactly.
tonight.
Like, if I would cook these noodles in the microwave, no, I'm about to be fan. I'm cooking on the stove.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
I was so
Yeah, if y'all don't know, Ron, the servant Coleman Jr. recently got into MMA. He had an amateur bout. He went 4-0 in the amateurs. He's got his first pro fight coming up in Omaha with Dynasty Combat Sports.
Yep.
Get your tickets at nitrotickets.com.
Preferred by Ronald Coleman.
Ronald Coleman plugging.
Trying to make a little money.
Yeah,
Come on, hit me out now.
Don't let him go pro and not get paid.
Yes,
you know, it's like, but you got into MMA. You got the background in wrestling, and I know I watched you. You were on a podcast last October. I think it was Conquering the Kingdom. With Jonathan Cunningham.
Yep.
Shout out to him. Go check his stuff out. That was a really good podcast.
Crushing it. That's his word.
Yep. Crushing it. That was a really good podcast. But you talked about you were training and helping some people train, and you thought you were too old.
Yeah.
Go into that. Speak to that.
So how I got into MMA, it was one of them things where everybody's, has that point where they still have that itch. And it could be for anything. Like, it could be for work. It could be for going back to school. It can be for, wanting to be a parent. Like, they had the itch. They feel like they were missing something. So on the outside, my life was great, meaning that, like, okay, I got my master's degree in psychology. I just finished that. I'm a head coach assistant coach of football and wrestling. Like, I run a little league program. Like, everything on the outside was looking great. But just that inner me was just like struggling. Like, you got the wife, you got the kids. People like, man, you're such a great young man. You're a pastor. But I'm just like, there's something inside of me just not fulfilled. Like, I couldn't put a finger on it. Like, I'm depressed. Like, here I am, like, making the most money I've ever made. I'm supplying for my family, but I'm dying inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like you're screaming and nobody's hearing
Something's
it.
missing.
Yeah.
You're in a room full of people, but you're all alone.
Yeah, but then everybody's just, like, loving you at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man, pray you're doing so good. I'm just like, man. So what happened was I started, this guy had asked me to roll around with him. And I rolled around with him, and he was like, bro, how come you don't fight? I was like, man, I'm too old. I'm 27. Because you hear the stories, like, if you ain't doing it from, fresh out of college, you only got a couple years, so I was like, man, I'm too old, boom, boom, boom. He's like, bro, you tripping. Like, have you looked at the pros, the heavyweights? And I was like, yeah, I watch them, but I haven't, like, dug deep. Because MMA was like, if it was on, I watched it. If not,
Yeah.
So I looked up Daniel Cormier. And I was like, damn, we got the same background. Like, he's a wrestler. He was a 2-time state champ. I was a 4-time state champ. He wrestled in college, got the I didn't wrestle in college, and he won his first belt at 33. He started MMA at like 32, won his first belt at 33. And I'm like, I'm 27. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he's 5'11", I'm 6 foot. So I'm just like, the bells are just
measurables
going off. And I'm like, dang, like, this could, like, really work. Now, at the time, I'm 315 pounds. Like, dang, I got to get to 265. Like, I'm living a good life. I'm big right now.
Wife cooking good.
I'm telling you, you got to take that breath to tie your shoes. Like, I'm that big. I'm the, let's just go ahead and put it up here.
I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah, if I can't slide my shoe on, I ain't wearing it. So I was that big, So, and I started looking at it, and I'm just like, dang. And I honestly, I was scared to take that step because I feel like, you work your whole life. I was working my whole life for football, trying to make it. And when that didn't pan out, it crushed me. I'm like, dang, why did I work all this time for it? And it didn't happen. I was mad at God. I'm like, man, boom, boom, boom. Like, you could have just sent me somewhere else. Like, so I was afraid to face failure again, because I know I didn't fail, but in my mind, that's where I was.
I was like, because you had the opportunity still.
I did.
But you picked family.
I did.
You could have, because after the combine and all that stuff, you had a couple teams that had reached out to talk about walking on and signing with them on the practice squad. And you were like, nah, I'm going to stick with the fam.
Yeah, my son was just about to be born, and I was like, okay, what money we making? It was like, no, you got to make it first. I'm like, no, that's my son.
Yeah.
So I went to work.
At least some guarantee.
Yeah. So then, so I started working out with him, and then I started calling a couple people like, hey, what you think about me possibly getting in MMA? Oh, man, I've been waiting for this call. So, like, I just started hitting up different people, and honestly, the Lord just started opening up doors. Like, I talked to my buddy. His name is Kwaku and Wiki. And I said, hey, buddy, like, what y'all think about me? He's like, you know Danny Reese? Danny Reese is my boxing coach, the short white guy. He always say, I'm the short white guy.
The older guy.
Yeah. He always say, well, I'm the short white guy, but he's actually.
Me too.
So I hit up Danny, and I was like, hey, I know you don't know me, sir. I'm Ronald Coleman. I was a 4-time state champion wrestler. I'm looking into getting MMA. Can you help me with my journey? And he was like, normally I tell guys, if you can't run 5 miles, and under such and such, I'm not training you. And he was just like, hey, buddy, can we do it in the evening? I said, well, my wife works nights. I got to watch the kids. I only got morning. He said, all right, I'll see you in the gym at 5 a.m. And we started October 2019.
Okay, yeah.
And then
Been going ever since.
from there, I met Gavlin. That's my training partner, as you guys see here. And we actually had a love-hate relationship at first because you know how it is. Like, you do MMA? Yeah, I do MMA too. Like, so he was like, oh, you wrestle? I was a wrestler too,
Yeah.
And he said wrestle, so I was like, all right,
Okay.
He said wrestle down in my mind because how you be around people like, man, this guy can't run.
Yeah.
So we actually had a funny encounter. So we finally get together and train because we was just like kind of like, nah.
I don't know if I want them to do this.
I'm telling you.
Hey,
go ahead.
Yeah. So we get the wrestle, bro. Ate him up. Just started. Boom,
Hey,
boom.
look, as soon as I walk in the door, he say, "It's some shoes in there." I'm like, man, I got my own shoes. He own one for real.
Yeah, I was
ready.
Even make me feel better. I pinned him once. He said I didn't, but Jacob Robinson gave me the pin count. He was wrestling the McMillan invite. He pulled me across. I got his head in his arm and kept running to the top. And I said, "That's a pin." Oh, that ain't no pin. Ain't no pin. That's a pin.
He
That's
stuck
a pin.
me. That's my
a pin.
story. I'm sticking to it.
The smallest guy to ever pin Ron Coleman. Right here, I'm taking
Was
it.
it official? Was it official?
We don't got to talk
We
about
ain't got
that.
no
If it wasn't official, it don't count.
If it wasn't official on no paper nowhere, it don't
It
count.
happened.
Oh, no,
It was official to me.
Wait, Trey, what you say? If we ain't got it on camera, if it wasn't recorded, it didn't happen.
So right, and that's what happened. So we get to going, we wrestling, and I'm opening up, boom, 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 boom. So he's like, all right. Now me not knowing that, this man does karate, got his whole black belt in karate, this, that, and that. I didn't know none of that at the time. Mm-hmm. So he's like, okay, we meet like a couple weeks later. He's like, all right, boom, let's go spar now. So we just throwing light punches, and I'm boom, boom, boom. And this man must have threw something to put his foot right here and just kept it there. And I was like, oh, shit.
You was gonna take me out like
Yeah,
that?
I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Then this man just started touching me everywhere. You know how it is. Yeah. Like, hey, what's up? I didn't really know the structures of boxing at the time. That man just touched me everywhere. And it wasn't like no hard play. He just boop, boop, boop. Like, I got your nose. I got your nose. I got your nose.
Right. You're up here right now in Omaha for training, doing 3 days. Take us through that. Tell us what it's like.
Man, so listen, this has been the probably the toughest 2 to 3 days of training that we didn't have. So we literally, so for those who don't know, Cape Girardeau is about 8 hours away from Omaha. So we literally left Cape Girardeau, left Missouri. We get up here at about 4:00, drop the kids off. We at Terrence Crawford's gym by 5:30. So we stay there from about 5:30 to about 7:30, close to 8, somewhere around in that time. And then we had a training session immediately that morning at 6 a.m. So we up at 5 a.m. Got to run here, make sure we get our Gatorades and stuff. So we in a gym from like 6 to about 8:30, right? Mm-hmm. So after that, we go get some breakfast, we talk, we stretch, and then we had another session with Derek Minner and Ryan Jensen at Premier Combat from 11 to 1. But those sessions are broken up into 2 different sessions. So we there to about maybe 1:30, doing some extra drills. Then we literally just grab a bite to eat and then take a quick nap, because then we had to go with Desmond Wilford. And you remember Des, he was the wrestling coach.
Yeah, he was at North.
Yeah, so
he was in the front of the picture you just posted.
Yeah,
looking sweaty as hell. Y'all was working, man.
And he did the whole workout.
Oh yeah,
we went from 6 to about 8:30. You know what I'm saying? So like literally in the 24-hour span, we didn't have like 4 to 5 workouts. Each workout about 2.5 hours. Wow. And I mean, it was literally, because Omaha is, you gotta travel. So like it's literally, it was eat, sleep, boom, eat, sleep, boom, eat, sleep, boom, eat, travel. So
man, my workout was like going up the stairs last night. This man putting in like 3 solid workouts a day.
And it's crazy because it's like, it wasn't no like, we just gonna hold some pads. It was just like everything was like, because like when I come back to Omaha, people are like, okay, let me see what you learned. So it's like they want to go. So it's like, hey, all right, let's go there. You know what I'm saying? Had a guy tell me, he's like, I didn't know you knew how to throw kicks, because I haven't, showed that side of it, which I'm about to open up this next fight. Everything I've been working on, I'm excited about that.
He's gonna show what he got to show.
Yeah, but kicks coming, man.
But yeah, I don't have anger attached to fighting because I didn't grow up fighting. Like I know how to fight.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, but I didn't have to defend myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though I fought with my brothers, my cousins, but I'm talking about like being out there in the street. Like, I don't have that anger attached to it. So, like for me, I don't view MMA as a violent sport, even though it is violent. Like, you know, when you see people nose get bloody, you know, broken, like to me, even though those things can happen, I don't view it as violent because it's a science in my mind. So like I take this step here for a reason. He don't move, boom, I can crack it. He throw one, boom, I can lean back a little bit, boom, 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 follow up. You know, I pause, he don't move, boom, boom, boom. Like that's what's going through my mind. And then and also the other part is going through my mind, no different than wrestling and football. Sometimes shit, you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like my last fight when I knocked the dude out in 15 seconds is because I told myself, you know what? I'm just going. You know, I'm gonna close the distance. I'm coming in, and I'm just gonna see what happens because that's what coach has been working on. He said, "You 270 pounds. You're athletic. You're fast. You need to go. You need to run through." And I got tired of because I'm trying to be pretty. You know, I'm watching. You know, Ali Floyd. I'm like, yeah, I'm athletic. Boom, boom. You can't touch. You can't touch me. Like, but you need to show your presence. Like, there's a part of you that you don't know that you have. Like, you 265 pounds. Can move swift and you strong, you need to give him that person, like bring that Tyson to him, you know. And I got we got me and coach got into it, like because I was trying to be pretty, and he was like, man, you're not listening to me. I'm like, so we get into it, and I was like, well, fine then. And you want me to see me? You want me to go? You want me to go? So I was like, you know what? I'm about as soon as he try anything, I'm stepping in and I'm not stopping.
This is a question I want to think, and I mean, both of y'all feel free to answer here. I don't know if you're married too, but what is it like? Like your wife's gonna support you. I know that. Like I see it on Facebook. I love the back and forth y'all playing. But let me ask you, like,
y'all just opened up a can. Y'all don't even know.
But what was it like when you told your wife, like, I think I'm gonna go punch people in the face. Like I think I'm gonna go do that. I'm like, what was that like? How did she take that? And like, what was that conversation like? I want to know. That's
this is exactly what she said. She said, "Don't lose."
Hey.
She said, because I'm not about to take care of no bloody black-eyed dude. And then it's like, she said, if you go out there and you get knocked out, then I'm saying, I'm going to get my husband on you. They just going to watch a video. Hey, shout out to your wife. Shout out to Ronald Coleman. I keep it, you just got there, you know, and, you know, so it was, honestly, she has supported me along this journey, and we were honest about a lot of things. We butted heads about a lot of things as well, because she said there's a lot of stuff she didn't understand. Like the time away from family, the time away training, you know. So it was a hard adjustment at first because our life literally, like I said, on the outside, you got to think like I just got my master's. I'm making more money now. I'm the head coach of a little league program, coaching football, right? Like everything. Like I'm a pastor.
You in a bunch of buckets.
Like so, everything was just like we
now
had
all
a
of
great system, right?
Yeah.
We're not worried about money or not, like everything was just good. Then it's like, hey, I'm about to play MMA first, and I'm stopping everything.
Right. Now all of a sudden,
you know, so it was just like, what? What you mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I think I want to try this out. And it's like, okay, you could try it, but then like, oh, you serious?
Right.
Yeah. I'm serious. I'll go from 315 to 265, and it's like, oh, so like you about to.
She like that though.
Yeah.
She like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Got a little extra more stamina. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, you gotta take a break and get some water.
It's kind of funny hearing how Ron started, you know, because back in 2016, February, I had a friend I was at work with. You know, he taught me shadow boxing. He said, "Man, you can box? Let's slap box." Man, I slapped him up. He's like, "Man, you should come to this MMA gym." I'm like, "Okay." So I go to the MMA gym. I love it. Went 3 times that week. You know, went 3 times the next week. Coach in the gym don't like me. You know, I'll go to another gym. I'm there for 6, 7 months. You know, didn't really work out. You know, went to another gym. Trained there for about 2 months. Next thing you know, I found a coach. Boom. All right. So look, mind you, we talking about how your family feel. You know, your wife and the transition or whatever. It's like maybe August of 2018. So now I'm 2.5 years in. You know, me and my wife talking, you know, I'm about to go somewhere. I think I was about to go to California in September. And she was just like, you know, we never talked about this MMA thing. I said, babe, it's been 2.5 years.
What you think I've been doing? What do you think I look like this?
He kind of talked to his wife about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of didn't. My wife definitely supported it once she saw, you know, me start and I was getting good. But it took her a while to realize how serious.
I mean, it's gotta be difficult on them. You know, it's like you're going, like you said, there's violence in it. It's not that it's a violent sport. It's like it's no more violent than football. You know, like you're gonna make connections. Bodies gonna, you're gonna get injured, stuff like that.
I'm gonna put it to you like this, right? After you've been married for so long, you're a woman. At the end of the day, right? They don't care nothing about the violence. You know, once you've been in this journey, man, we gone for 4 days. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
They care more about the time.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly. Yeah, oh yeah.
And
Like,
then it's just like they look at
I ain't
things
seen
like,
you.
well, I ain't first in your life. I'm like, but I'm giving you everything. Like,
Yeah.
when I make this brand
But
pull here, take that $1,000.
and it's
you know,
hard-
it's like,
but it's hard.
I'm not number one in your mind.
I think it's hard. It's hard for them to sit there and accept, like, because they are first. They are like, but I have to do this. I got to do this for me and for us, because it's difficult at times to understand that. Because I mean, look at like the greats. Look at like, if we're talking MMA, look at like Kobe. Look at a guy like Kobe Bryant. How much time and dedication he put into it. Lived in the gym, And then it's like, but the cool thing about it is, especially in a sport like MMA, like, you ain't gonna be fighting for no 25 years. Like, it ain't happening. You ain't, at least at this stage. Like, if you were gonna be fighting for 25 years, that's when you're starting at like 16 and stuff like that.
I think the hardest part for us is, so 2 years ago, like, we kind of was popping our 3 kids out. So 2 years ago, we got a brand new baby, other baby 14 months apart, and then my other son is 4. So it's like she a stay-at-home mom, because I'm able to take care of everything. So then I go there, then I go to training. Now I'm tired, but she want a break.
Right.
So I'm like, dang, we gotta, somebody gotta get some sleep. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but then she want to be like, well, you ain't never here. Like, well, I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to, just believe me, these next couple years, we'll be there. But she's like, well, you ain't here. Like, I got all the kids, and you get to live your life. I don't get to live mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went through that. Like, and that's like I said, it was definitely, we have to learn each other.
But then you make up for that. You make time. You got to say.
And I have to learn how to do that.
Because it's different from like a wrestling season. You're not. Like, you got training camps and stuff, so there's time in between when it's not. You might still be going and staying in shape because you don't want to get caught lacking. You don't want to have to, like. I mean, what some do. Some MMA guys, they just like, once the fight's done, they disappear for a couple months. All right, when's the next fight? All right, now I'll get into it. Like, but I imagine you're constantly working because you don't want to make it that hard of a transition from fight to fight, right?
Only thing I'm not disciplined with is my diet.
Hey,
them highways be calling. Them highways be calling. Listen, it be like 9 and 10 o'clock. Like, hey, one of those Buffalo Wild Wings real quick.
Hey, I'm a Wingstop man. Give me no hot wings.
We ain't got Wingstop, man. That's our hate.
They in the country.
Hey, we cook. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's tough. We at least got a Wingstop.
We got a Wingstop. What's up, Missouri?
Exactly. Hey, man. As we wrap up again, man, we want to thank you for tuning in or coming in and hanging out with us. We wanted you to know that we really appreciate you, and we really proud of everything that you really have going on at this moment. We definitely want you to continue going hard, bro. Putting on for the city, put on for yourself, your family. You know what I mean? We're going to definitely be at the fight.
Oh, yeah.
April 8th.
April 8th.
Make sure you get your tickets at nitrotickets.com, right?
Referred by Ron Coleman.
Please put referral by Ron Coleman in there. Shout out to Galvin for coming in with Ron. That's his training partner.
Yeah. He a bum, though.
We're going to throw it up to the audience real quick. Anybody in the audience want to ask a quick question? Y'all want to pop one real quick? Any questions y'all might have for one of them? No, that's it. Well, then, thank y'all again for coming through.
Man, appreciate you,
Ron.
Yeah, and I look forward to. I'm having a We Live Weekly on my gear.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you.
So,
man.
I appreciate
we'll have to
you
send you
guys.
some more stuff too once we get it in. Like we just ordered a bunch.
Got anything you need to plug? Plug it up.
Shout out for Real Wireless under Eric, and then Be Chosen. That's my guy, Kwaku Oxford. Runs an amazing gym. He's actually our
I see the beanie you got on.
Oh yeah, I wear this year round. They be like, man, sometimes you wear it. It's a wrestler thing, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Be Chosen, man. Shout out to Foreign Bradshaw. He runs his clothing company.
Your cousin.
Yeah, he does a great job. And he just did Bradshaw construction as well. Shout out to Righteous Property Maintenance. They sponsor you well down in Missouri, so they do a great job.
Who's all sponsoring you for this fight?
So Rotella Bakery as well as one. Twin J is one. You guys, of course.
Shout out to We Live Weekly.
Yeah, there it is. So it just been a lot of great opportunities with different people, you know. So I'm just blessed. The best part about it is that I've been having more connections with friends and family. You know what I'm saying? Like, and to me, that's what it's about. Like, I don't want to be that guy that can't walk in the timeout. I'm gonna walk in the timeout. We're gonna get some chicken. We're gonna eat. You know, we're gonna take a picture. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna do that.
The line, it may take a while.
Yeah, true.
But we gonna get it.
You know, and that's my goal with this journey. You know, to really put God on a different platform and tell people, send this message through that. And my thing is that I'm not trying to change people. I just want to live right. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't mean perfect though. You know what I mean? So
Progress,
I just want
to
just show people like, hey, you know, this is just a different way to do it, and not put my convictions on nobody, but just say, hey, you know, if you're struggling, I got you. I pray for you. I'm here for you. But I'm also that other guy that, hey, I have my struggles. I like to hang. I like to have fun too. So I just want to show it in a different perspective that you don't have to be this holy roly and you know, oh my gosh, I can't do that. Man, that's not realistic, man. You're gonna live.
You got it.
You're gonna go crazy trying to be that image. So I just kind of want to show a different light with the same message, you know.
For sure. Shout out to the servant.
It's not practical.
Be spiritual, you know.
So it's been a great journey. The servant, and that's what the name came from. You know, if any man will follow after me, let him serve me. And who serves me, my Father will honor. You know, so like that's why I got the name from the servant, because you know I was like, I don't want to be the chosen one or the God sent. Like, we came here to serve, you know, and that's what I want to be to people. That's why, you know, I can't wait to get to the opportunities where I can start like going to like different functions with kids and stuff like that, because that's all I do, just serve.
I'm excited.
Somebody did that for me.
I'm really excited for your journey.
Hey, also, real quick before we get out of here, Champ, we can call you Champ, right? We can call you Champ. You won a belt, right? Come on, we can call you Champ. All right, man.
I ain't gonna stop you.
Yeah.
You know, I prefer burger though.
Yeah, I got you, bro. But you know what I mean. You didn't accomplish something. You know what I mean? You got you a championship belt. Yeah. No matter what.
4 of them in high school. Hey, you got 4 of them in high school.
For sure. But no matter what league, no matter what league you're in, as you keep winning, you're gonna keep getting more. I'm gonna keep calling you champ. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
You is a current champ. And so we gonna keep getting the motherfucker belt. Shout out to Ronald Coleman again. We out.
Thank you.